Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Easy, most known unknown Easy. So back at you again, back at you again, my nigga, with another video. Wanted to touch on something real quick. I ain't gonna spend too long on it. Late night, I'm tired of the motherfucker. I'm ready to go to bed. But I wanted to discuss real quick Old Red versus Av that recently dropped. I'm also gonna go a little left with it on some points that was made that I heard and I felt I should just talk about. So it's a little overview and some quick pointers because I don't want motherfuckers say I'm getting off topic with the video. But okay, so we got Av versus O-Red. Now, after seeing the battle, hearing what everybody was saying, or hearing what majority was saying happened and who won, I originally gave the battle to O-Red, and I believe I said it was gonna be 2-1. If Av got around, it actually went in the opposite direction for me for this battle. When I seen it, I'm like, O-Red had some stuff, but I think Av came a little bit better in those first 2 rounds. Now, you do have Av and O-Red on radio saying that O-Red won. O-Red said he won and Av said he won. And I guess it was just Av feeling some type of way about the way the crowd was reacting to his bars after the first round. And it could be true to him, but regardless, you got him on tape saying that he lost 2-1. I think he won 2-1. To be honest, I think although Red, okay, so I'll say Av got the first round. He edged that one to O-Red. O-Red actually took a little bit too much time to warm up, and he did stumble. But here's the thing about the stumble and stuff. If you listen to Av stumbled too. See, I'm gonna get into that in a second. But I got Av. I edged the first round to Av. He had better material to me. He had a little bit better material. Second round, I heard that he didn't go as hard. He kind of slowed down a little bit. But it seemed like he didn't have the same movements like towards that type of energy. But he did have the bars there. And for me, O-Red's second round, he heated up a little later in the round. I needed him to get there quick, and he got there slowly, the build up. But it was still nice regardless, and I think if Smack went to top that time, even though Red did go longer, he would have definitely cooked him anyway in that second round. So I gave him the second round. And then the third round, of course, the O-Red choke, and it was too much choking from him in that round. So although it was a really good round for him, and I don't believe Av was like really in it. I think he lost a lot of steam after that second. Not so much response from the crowd. So I gave that to I didn't give that to O-Red. I gave it to Av because of the Red's third round went. I gave it to Av, but it was a good battle nonetheless. Now, a few key pointers to address in this battle. Of course, like I said, the stumbling. Now, you could say Red did stumble. There's no argument there. He did stumble, and he did choke. He did both in the battle. I will give him that. I will give anybody that say that. But what you got to understand is, if you listen to Av first round, he stumbles as well. Now, you're saying in the first round, I don't think O-Red choked, but he definitely did stumble a couple of times. If you listen to Av, sometimes when he brought it back, sometimes when he was just spitting, his words were slurring. So if y'all considering that stumbling, then they both stumbled in that first round. You got to give the same amount of credit. You can't go say, O-Red was stumbling, and then, oh, well, when you hear Av stumble, oh, it's okay, it's not a stumble. He flowed right through. No, he was a little less rusty than O-Red was. That's all I can say. O-Red been gone for a minute, so I think that plays some parts to it too. The second thing to address is bringing it back. I do understand. I appreciate Av for just going all the way through on most of his rounds. Sometimes he bring it back if you didn't catch the first part of the bars, but for the most part, he don't bring it back. And I think Red just accustomed to that. Bring it back if they don't get it. That part, I mean, if they didn't hear it, that part I understand. But if they don't get it, then they don't get it. That I agree with. When people say if they don't get it, then fucking keep going. That part I understand. Also, the thing to address in the battle, certain lyrics, man, like certain things have already been said before. I won't lie. I think I've heard the overred and Baka line before. So that, to me, as soon as Av said it, I wasn't even tripping. I was like, oh shit, that was a cold line. That shit's been said before. So when you experience a lot of battles, you've heard certain shit before. So it might have worked for you if you never heard it or you never heard it in that way. But it being that I heard it a couple of times, it wasn't really like, oh man, that was a crazy bar and stuff like that. And of course, like I said, battlers have a tendency to sometimes say what another rapper said, but you can't blame them for that. Sometimes they don't know that somebody said it and stuff like that. But the people that do know, you looking like, man, that's already been said. But if you think it was a hot remix of the line or something like that, then that's fine. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. But for me, that was not crazy. So some bars being used again and stuff like that, not always crazy to me. That's another thing. One other thing I had to address, of course, is the time. Everybody got to address the time. Now, here's where I want to say, you know what? Actually, before the time, I'm going real quick. Red start off when he started off his first round. Like, damn, it's been a minute since I've been on Smack and stuff like that. When he returned, people complaining about that. I think Chris Unbiased might have spoke on that. Like, it took a little while and stuff like that. Y'all motherfuckers gave Lux, I think, 3 minutes to bring a fucking casket in. Then loaded Lux back. Smack first back, Smack back, got a nigga to back smack, all that type of shit. Y'all let that nigga get that shit off. Remember that. You know what I'm saying? So Red coming back and saying, man, it's been a long time on Smack and all that. You can't say that shit. Don't say that shit. Don't say that shit. That's just, to me, don't say that, but then you allow certain motherfuckers to do certain shit. You know what I'm saying? But I do get it. It's Lux. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference between Red and Lux. So that was a thing. And of course, I'm going to touch on Lux again with this time limit thing. Now, I agree that I believe the battle should be shorter. But you got to remember, back in the day, battling was really more, when the URL first came out, battling was a little more fresh in people's mind and stuff like that. Fresh in people's heads. So, when it happened, it was going to be shorter, but it was also quicker because, battlers weren't packing rooms and stuff like that, but people came out to see them and stuff like that. After a while, it started getting more and more time on the clock and stuff like that, and people had longer battles and stuff like that, but it took some time. So with people saying that the time should be shorter like it was in the old days, you remember battling wasn't that crazy back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really hit the mainstream. Now it's kind of mainstream. People know about it more often, so when more people show up and people want to see longer battles, people want to see better battles. But I feel like battlers got to stop being fucking divas. You got to stop being so needy about shit. So I understand that. But with the time limit, if you're gonna say that Red went over the time, because it's some motherfuckers like on Aim Fan. Like I said, shout out to Aim Fan. I always watch the show and shit like that. I don't know if it was Posey or Tony Bro, because I had a little problem with distinction. But one of them was saying that you think you gonna get extended rounds off, like you gonna go into overtime on me if I'm rapping against you and I'm Av, and you trying to go overtime on me. No, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna allow you to go past the time limit and then rap extra and try to 30 me and stuff like that. That's not gonna happen. Cool, I'm with that. I'm understanding that. But you got to do the same thing in other battles then, if that's the case. You can't let Lux have the Calico battle if he's going overtime. But you're fucking with it. I don't even know if it's because of the New York nigga or you fucking with it because Lux actually had some shit. Because to me, like I said before, some of that was filler. You know what I'm saying? A good amount of that was filler. But the nigga went 11 and 9 in 2 rounds. And the only reason why I think his first round wasn't that long, because you remember all first verse in the second round, is because he forgot his shit. So, with that being said, is if you're gonna take the time away from old Red and say you can't spit for so long, then you got to give it to the other motherfuckers that do it. You know what I'm saying? The Luxes. You know what I'm saying? And Chris Unbiased said, the day of the Lux battling type of stuff is over. Even though him and Clips happened about a year and a half ago, you know what I'm saying? It's almost to that time where it's about to become 2 years. But, Clips had to stop this nigga because Smack was going to let the nigga go. So you can't say that you don't fuck with old Red going overtime, especially if there wasn't no time limit agreement on Red part. That's both Dave's fault. That's Smack fault and no Red fault. But you can't say that and then be okay. Then you got to default Lux. You got to default Lux battles. You know what I'm saying? When he went overtime. So if it was 3:30 for him and Calico and he stopped at motherfucking 11 or something like that, then you got to get a battle to Calico. That's just the thoughts on it. I don't give the battle to Calico, but that's just the thoughts on it. The same thing with him and Clips. You know what I'm saying? He tried to go over time, but Clips was like, no, I'm not having that. And even then, Lux like, man, this nigga ain't trying to let me get off. What y'all? He's kind of looking at the crowd to let him get more time, so he can keep cooking. Even though in that battle, honestly, neither one of them was really good to me. But that battle went long as fuck. That's over an hour. You know what I'm saying? Mook and Lux was an hour. The second time, you know what I'm saying? These type of battles, they allow these people to get off. You know what I'm saying? You allow Mook to get off for 5 rounds versus Solomon. 5 rounds and 5 very long rounds. And people said, the shit was too long and stuff like that. But my thing is, you allowed these motherfuckers to get off. But then when another motherfucker do it, you like, no, I ain't gonna let you do that. You know what I'm saying? Calico got sunned because Lux was able to go over the time limit. So, he tried to sun Clips to go when he went over the time limit. But Clips wasn't having it. So, there's differences in what you say, but then what happens. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it for certain people. If Lux come back and he got a battle that where he's supposed to stick to 3:30, and he going to what? If he go to 4, I'm cool with that. But then y'all let him go to 5, 6, 7 minutes, and y'all, oh man, he killed that motherfucker. But the motherfucker, he going against only going 3:30. Is that really fair? So you got to give the battle to the other motherfucker about default. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of stuff that I just wanted to touch on real quick, because you can't get mad at old Red for trying to cook. You know what I'm saying? Although I think he should have cooked a little quicker, but you can't get mad at him for trying to cook. And then, you still got motherfuckers with old battles where they cooking for mad long. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, Clips for spit for 21 minutes against X Factor. And X Factor still had a good round, even though Clips spit more. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of old age battles where people spit longer, but the other guys still have better bars. But sometimes you forget because the time limit and stuff like that. So you gotta get the time straight. Also, I ordered that Gnome 7. I'm hoping it's gonna be a good battle because paid for it. So I'm hoping these battles gonna be fire. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see them, and I'm excited for Gnome 7. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come up with some more stuff. I'm gonna touch on some more battle rap and stuff like that. But right now I'm gonna get out of here. I ain't gonna be too crazy tonight because, like I said, I'm ready to go to sleep. So I'm gonna check out with y'all. This is Easy, most known unknown, EZ'er. So out of here, y'all. Out of here, y'all. Nigga, go to sleep, nigga. Go to fuck to sleep, nigga. I'm out of here, nigga. What the fuck you talking about, nigga?